Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I know the last few days we've been missing the videos, the classes. We are now in Australia, Baruch Hashem, for a good reason, celebrating the bris of our grandson this coming Tuesday, B'ezrat Hashem. I now posted a few videos, some of them didn't have audio, and I apologize for that. It was the last minute before Shabbos here in Australia. And so we're going to do now the Tanya class, Daily Tanya, for yesterday, Shabbos, the 18th day of Teves, and today, Sunday, the 19th day of Teves. And to have the flow of what we learned until now, really to learn it in depth, you can go back on the playlist from the lessons of last year. And but just in short, what Alter Rebbe explained in this past few chapters, he was talking about what does it mean, the tzaddik, what is a beinoni, and what is a rasha. Tzaddik, righteous person, is a person who is in full control. Not only full control, but he eliminated basically the evil inclination, does not have even a desire to do bad. And there's the lower level tzaddik, the higher level tzaddik. Higher level tzaddik, tzaddik gomer, is completely eliminated completely the evil inclination. And the lower level tzaddik is one who subdued the evil inclination, and there's many different levels. But at no point does the evil inclination have control over him. He doesn't even have the desires. It's only a question of how much he's repulsed by the evil. And that is different levels in this. Then there is the beinoni. And we spoke about the rasha, is the other extreme. Again, there's many different levels of rasha. Rasha is a person who is not able to control. He's acting, thinking, doing, or speaking not the way he's supposed to. And again, here's many different levels. Could be someone who does it once in a blue moon, always in control of his actions, but once in a blue moon he falls. He's still in the level of rasha. Rasha v'tovla, rasha that he has good, but his child is in constant struggle to do the right thing. Then there is the ultimate rasha, which is completely lost. It does not have a remorse at all. He's lost the connection. But that's the rasha v'ralai, that the evil completely took over. But then, and even by the way, even the rasha v'ralai, there is also hope, but that's not for today. But then there is also the person that we are everyone is able to reach, and that's what we're trying to get to, is to be the beinoni, the intermediate person. And to be the intermediate person is not as easy, because an intermediate person has full control on his thoughts and his speech and his action. That means whatever we do, we are in full control. And every moment of the day, we do not allow the evil to take over. That is a beinoni. The beinoni mastered that. However, that's what Alter Rebbe is going to explain in this chapter 13 that we're going to start today, is basically giving advice to the beinoni. Even a person who has already reached such full mastership over his Yetzer Hara, is controlling him, is not letting him to do anything against the will of Hashem. Nevertheless, says the Alter Rebbe, you should always be on guard. Don't let your guards down, because sometimes you will think, I mastered it, I don't have any temptations, because it could be even a beinoni that works constantly on himself. He's suppressing his evil almost like a tzaddik, and therefore he may foolishly, wrongfully consider thinking that he's a tzaddik, and therefore let his guards down. And that could be the problem. Says the Alter Rebbe, you should always be on guard. Always realize that even if you feel like a tzaddik, you should realize that you are in a constant struggle, constant in a war, even if you're constantly winning. So let's see inside what the Alter Rebbe says. Chapter 13 in the Tanya. The Alter Rebbe begins with what he said in the first, quoted in the first chapter in Tanya. Our sages tell us that the Beinoni is judged by both the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov. The intermediate person is judged by both. What does it mean is judged by both? Sounds like the other evil side also has control over the Beinoni. So Alter Rebbe says, no, it doesn't say that he's ruled by both. It says he's judged by both. Judged by both means that each side is able to give an opinion, just like judges. Sitting in the courtroom, 3 judges. So each judge gives an opinion. But then the ruling comes by all 3 of them. When you have the arbitrator gives his opinion, and that's what makes the ruling. And the same thing is by the Beinoni. Each side can give an opinion. The Yetzer Hara gives an opinion to the Beinoni and says, come on, let's do something fun. The Yetzer Tov says, absolutely not. It's okay to have fun, by the way, but in a kosher way. Let's do what Hashem wants. And it's not an easy struggle. And the arbitrator brings the ruling. Who's the arbitrator? Hashem helps the person. God helps the Beinoni. Through studying Torah, through connecting to Hashem, you're able to overcome the powerful evil inclination. So let's see inside what Alter Rebbe says. Accordingly, we may understand the comment of our sages that the Beinanim are judged by both the good and evil inclination. As it is written, He, the Almighty, stands at the right hand of the poor man to save him from them that judge his soul. So the plural them that judge indicates the presence of 2 judges within the person, the evil inclination and the good. However, it doesn't say that both of them rule. It says both of them judge, meaning that each one has an opinion. Note that our sages did not say that he is ruled by both the good inclination and evil. God forbid. Because where the evil nature gain any rule and dominion, albeit momentarily, over the small city, meaning referring to the person's body, as we learned earlier, that's like 2 kings fighting over a city. So he says if the evil side takes over ruling over the small city, even for one moment, he's no longer Beinoni. He's no longer the intermediate. He's in the category of the Rasha. Nikra Rasha Shah. One is deemed wicked, a Rasha, at such times. So what does it mean, both of them being judged? So as we said earlier, both of them give an opinion. Rather, the evil inclination in the Beinoni is no more than, for example, a magistrate or a judge who expresses his opinion on a point of law. Yet, in fact, his decision is not necessarily final, for there is another magistrate or judge who disagrees with him. So how do you make the rule? You need an arbitrator. It then becomes necessary, in order to formulate a binding decision, to arbitrate between the 2, and the final verdict will rest with the arbitrator. Same thing says the Alter Rebbe, similarly, in the battle between the evil inclination and the good inclination, the evil inclination states its opinion in the left part of the Bein in his heart, meaning it creates an evil desire in his heart and demands that he act accordingly, thus rendering judgment as to his future conduct. Let's give you an opinion, go this way. Let's have the piece of steak. Let's do this, let's do that. And from the heart, the desire ascends to the mind for contemplation. So this ascent is automatic. Whenever a desire is awakened in the heart, the brain will contemplate it. However, by the Beinoni, right away, it turns on a light and the good inclination kicks in. Immediately upon its ascent to the brain, it is challenged by a second judge, the divine soul, residing in the brain. Which extends into the right part of the heart where the good inclination abides. Now, who is the ruling according to the arbitrator? Who is the arbitrator? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God Himself. The final verdict rests with the arbitrator, the Holy One, blessed be He, who comes to the aid of the good inclination, enabling it to prevail over the evil inclination. As our sages say, that man's evil inclination gathers strength daily. And if the Almighty did not help him, meaning if the Almighty did not help the good inclination, He could not overcome him. He wouldn't be able to overcome this powerful, passionate urges of the Yetzer Hara, if not for Hashem helping us. What is the help? In what form does the help from Hashem come? This is the light that shines upon the godly soul. And as we said, through studying Torah, through connecting to Hashem, through praying. The help that God grants him is the glow of divine light that illuminates his evil inclination, that illuminates his divine soul. God's light that illuminates the divine soul. That it may gain superiority and mastery over the folly of the fool, the evil inclination. A dominion paralleling to superiority of light over darkness, as stated above. So he's in control. That's how a Beinoni is able to overcome the evil inclination. However, it's not that the evil inclination is eliminated, it is suppressed. But it can wake up any moment. Yet, inasmuch as the evil in the left part of the Beinoni's heart is in its native strength, craving after all pleasures of this world, and it is neither so minute as to be nullified for the good of his divine soul, as in the case of the tzaddik. We said by the tzaddik, the evil is completely nullified, but not by the Beinoni. Nor has it been displaced from its position to any degree. The only thing is, he has control that it does not take over his faculties of thought, speech, and action. But merely lacks authority and power to become diffused throughout the limbs of the body, to cause them to do, speak, or think evil. Nor is the evil's lack of ability attributable to the Beinoni's efforts, or his evil like that of the Rasha. retains its native strength to pervade the entire body. Rather, the evil is powerless merely. So the evil by the Beinoni is powerless. Why? Because Hashem helps. Because of the evil, because of the Holy One, blessed be He, who stands at the right hand of the poor man, helping him and irradiating his divine soul, so that it may be able to prevail over the evil. That explains, says the Alter Rebbe, this explains why the Beinoni is called Ker Rasha, like a Rasha. We said in the first chapter of Tanya, one of the questions was, there was a contradiction. On one hand, it says that a person should not consider himself like a Rasha. And on the other hand, it says you should consider yourself like a Rasha. And here the Alter Rebbe explains what it means. You shouldn't, when the sages tell us you should consider yourself like a Rasha, you should consider yourself like a person who is like a Rasha. Not you should think that you are a Rasha. You should think like you're like a Rasha, that you are a Beinoni. Meaning, and even if you see that everything what you do, what you speak, what you think, everything is on the right thing, and you're doing the right thing, the evil is not overpowering you at any time. Nevertheless, consider yourself like a Rasha. Why? Because just like the Rasha has still the power in him, you should know that you may still have the power of the evil inclination in you, except that you're controlling it, you're subduing it. That's what Alter Rebbe explained. Therefore, the Beinoni is described as being Ker Rasha, like a Rasha, but not actually a Rasha. As in the statement of our sages, even if the whole world tells you that you're a tzaddik, be in your own eyes like a Rasha. He should not regard himself as an actual Rasha. For the Mishnah admonishes, be not wicked in your own eyes. Why not? We learned that in the first chapter. You got to be happy. If you're going to consider yourself wicked, you're not going to be happy, and you got to be able to be happy. To serve Hashem, it has to be done with happiness. So what? What should you consider yourself? Consider yourself like a Beinoni. And rather, one should consider oneself a Beinoni. Should not believe, do not accept the world's opinion, which would have him believe that the evil in him has been nullified by the good. For this is the level of a tzaddik. Instead, you should take the view that the essence and the core of the evil is in its full native strength and might in the left part of his heart. Not having vanished or departed from him at all. Not only that, says the Alter Rebbe, when you eat, you drink, you're occupied with worldly things, even permissible things. But the fact that you're busy, your body, everything, you're involved in worldly, materialistic things, you become coarse. You become less sensitive to spirituality. Unless you're a tzaddik, that you take the food and you elevate it, you make everything becomes holy by you. So therefore, the evil inclination not only did not become weaker, but it became stronger. Because you ate more potatoes, or whatever you eat. You become more materialistic. That's what Alter Rebbe says. On the contrary, with the passage of time, the evil has gained strength because it utilizes meaning the animal soul considerably. Utilize the animal soul considerably. How? In eating and drinking and the other mundane pursuits. Okay, so this is the end of the Shir of Shabbos, the 18th day of Teves, and Zat Hashem will follow up with the class for Sunday shortly.